So, JK Rowling versus a transgender. JK Rowling is like a feminist woman, but she's an author, a Christian author, of those Harry Potter books. Did you know that those Harry Potter books are Christian? And by the way, speaking of Christians and stuff, those vampire movies, those vampire books, Twilight, that was written by like a Christian Mormon woman. Mormons are Christians, right? I think they're Christians. People call it a cult, and it might be a cult, but I mean, most of us Christians are a mess anyway. So, but the Mormons, she's a Mormon. That's what I heard, and it was actually about abstinence. Just a side note, that this vampire man was abstaining from biting that gal, and it was about abstinence. You abstain from the S word, and you abstain from biting the woman and using her in that way. Nice, huh? Right on. So shout out to these liberal women making these stories. Just like Harriet Beecher Stowe. Happy Women's History Month. Stupid. No, nobody's stupid. Don't say that word, kids, too much. But anyway, this is a... if you go into the folder there, Hassan, called Free Speech and Women, etc., and look at this transphobia link, post, JPEG. JK Rowling, according to Stupid Poll, sorry kids, on Reddit, yes, I sometimes peruse Reddit. Follow me there, James Anton Hake. JK Rowling was reported to police over transphobia. And this is that gal, mildly attractive older lady, sort of blonde-haired. Maybe she dyes it. Maybe she's naturally a brunette, brown-haired gal, blue-eyed, white lady. And she's a feminist, a feminist. They call her TERF, not twerk, a TERF, trans exclusionary radical feminist. And I have not liked her in the past because she did not like Trump. And then somebody who doesn't like Trump, I don't like you. Hey, that's wrong of me, though. I like everybody. I'm a Christian. We love everybody. So hopefully I'm repenting from that. I like her now because she doesn't like the transgenders. No, I like the transgenders. I love everybody. We shout out to the transgenders or the people of that mindset, right? So this gal was reported to the police, the UK police. JK Rowling. Because she's on X, Twitter, and she's sort of come off of the Trump hate. She was beside herself. She had Trump derangement syndrome, as I recall. I could be wrong. And she's not even American, is she? Is she American? Well, she's a feminist, one of those equal rights, equality, like there's any such thing as that. So I'm looking over on this Deadline website, which deadline.com, far left website, and Stupid Poll is a Reddit thing for communists, I guess, that linked to this. In this post, it linked to this. JK Rowling reported to police by former Big Brother contestant over transphobia. That's where you're supposedly scared or repulsed by the transgenders. JK Rowling says she has a harassment claim against the presenter, the person who's presenting this case against her. And this is an article, March 7th, 2024, by Jake Canter, Kanter. A simmering years-long row, that's British for fight. Row means fight, I guess, between JK Rowling and this so-called broadcaster, which I guess is a news announcer, called India Willoughby. India Willoughby has spilled into a police complaint against the Harry Potter author. Harry Potter is the Wizard Kids book, Witch and Wizard Kids book. It sounds satanic, but she's Christian, a liberal Christian, so maybe it is devilish. This India Willoughby person has appeared on Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, United Kingdom, co-hosted shows including Loose Women, said she, quote unquote, it's a MTF, It's an MTF transgender, this person. It's sort of an ugly topic. I'll try to move fast. MTF, male to wannabe female, okay? Thinking that this person thinks that this person is female or feels like a woman. Reported JK Rowling to Northumbria police in recent days. In an interview with Byline TV, India Willoughby claimed she had a cut and dry complaint against JK Rowling, arguing she had repeatedly been misgendered by the writer. The writer wants to call this person what God made this person, a man, right? India Willoughby underwent gender reassignment surgery back in 2015, like 9 years ago, and was credited with making history as the first transgender TV news reporter in the UK. Where is my spittoon, huh? Working for ITV Tyne Tees Regional News, TYNETEES Regional News. This is my spittoon. Given me by It's the Real Mr. Mad, so that I can spit at the evil and weakness and depravity, degeneracy of the UK, our English brothers, too, embracing the false values of inclusion. They're including evil and excluding good, you know? Okay. In recent days, JK Rowling's repeatedly declined to use Willoughby's preferred pronouns. You guys are familiar with that stuff, right? Preferred pronouns. She, her. And openly mocked the broadcaster, this India Willoughby person, in posts on Twitter, now X. The mask is off. People have historically given her benefit of the doubt. Hearing all that she's doing is defending women's rights. She can't argue that anymore now, that she's actually come out and broadly said to me that India Willoughby is a man, said India Willoughby, who is amplifying this lady author's message by repeating it. In other words, India Willoughby loves this. It's a thrill, as JLP talks about. Caught up in a thrill. You know, in your love to hate, there's this rapper who's dead now. He said, with my AK, I'm still the thug that you love to hate. Tupac, right? You love to hate. People to love that. When you're on the road and you're mad and you try to make the other person mad because the person made you mad, you try to make them mad back. It's terrible. It's sick stuff. Just hatred everywhere. It reminds me of, who's that guy? Jewish conservative guy. Ben Shapiro. You guys remember Ben Shapiro? He's been on The Fallen State with Jesse Lee Peterson. He was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show as well. Years and years ago. He was confronted by this person who calls itself Katy Tur. Katy Tur, I think is the name. One of the Turs. And this guy, Ben Shapiro, young conservative Jewish guy, relatively young, my age, plus or minus. He said, something, 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 sir. He said, sir, to this guy, male to like wannabe female, transgender, or so-called female, right? And so the guy is this transgender, Tur, who's famous for flying the helicopter that followed O.J. Simpson, Tur, by the way. Bob Tur was his original name. He's a father of a woman who's also a liberal Trump hater woman in the mainstream media, MSNBC or CNN or something. This Tur fella, or fillet, like put his hand around Ben Shapiro's neck and was like, on the back of it, you want to step outside? Crazy, huh? But Ben was, in my opinion, being, although he was addressing this person, what he is, right? He would, just because it's the truth doesn't mean you're speaking the truth in love, right? It doesn't mean that you have the spirit of truth in you. So this guy, Ben Shapiro, in my opinion, was being provocative, kind of in your face, throwing it in your face. You don't necessarily want to throw it in people's faces, right? Hake and Ben go to Israel together every Easter, says Flat Earth Victory. Yeah, Zoey Tur. Thank you. Come on, man. Katy Tur is his daughter. Imagine being a daughter of a guy who becomes a transgender. A blood daughter. It's not like a stepdaughter, like the Kardashians. The Kardashians are stepdaughters, right? Of, I'm blanking on the guy's name, the Olympian man. Kate. Call me Kate. Don't threaten people, kids. Yeah. Terry. I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, Katy Tur is the daughter. It's Katy. So, yeah, you don't want to be vicious. You don't want to be vicious with these people. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bruce. Bruce Jenner. Shout out to Bruce Jenner. He says, call me Kate. I don't want to. I feel like I don't want it. I don't want you, Jenner, I mean. I'll call you Jenner. That way I stay within the law. But anyway, back to JK Rowling. What is she speaking the truth in love? I don't know. She's a liberal. She's a feminist. But she's a Christian. She posted on X the day before this article came out, JK Rowling did. Some time ago, lawyers advised me that not only did I have a clearly winnable case against this India Willoughby person, so-called transgender, for defamation, but that India's obsessive targeting of me over the past few years may meet the legal threshold for harassment or harassment. How is it pronounced? Interesting. I call it mutual harassment or hate. But they shouldn't have some law against, especially against like misgendering and stuff like that. Come on, UK. But given that should and should not really doesn't matter, because you have to deal with the reality. And this is my point in presenting this news to you. Leave Terry alone, chat. Snake pit. Don't be bothered by the evil of the world. It protects you. Love, like what JLP talks about, what he's spreading, is your protection. So that you don't go overboard with criticizing the transgenders or the PDFs or the LGBTIQs or the whatevers or the blacks or the whites even or the Jewish people. We can't say Jews, right? Or anybody. Then you can be sensible. God gives good sense, common sense to you, and that's your protection. You know what I mean? That's my main point in presenting this to you, because that is the world, the government of the United Kingdom, the government of the United States too, although we supposedly have more free speech than them, and in Canada, and Australia probably, and in New Zealand, and probably Russia. Where else do I have listeners? Elsewhere. Just know that you don't, and especially if you're for an independent thinker, you're more on the side of what's right, you're not going to get the leeway. If you're white, if you're a man, you're not going to get the leeway from, they don't care about justice. So don't cry that it's unjust. We already know that it's unjust. Don't be shocked at the injustice. There are pro-lifers who are getting arrested and attacked and persecuted for their pro-life activism. Well, honestly, some of the stuff that they're doing, they don't need to be doing. and you're getting mad, you're emotional, and that's not God-given emotions. It's not righteous anger. It's self-righteous, and you're going to get yourself in more trouble than God is leading you to do. But if, say you have gotten yourself in trouble, accept it. Accept the trouble you've brought upon yourself in your blindness. Because we've all brought trouble and alienation of friends and all that stuff. Hake avows being a weak, submissive citizen, says Ned Post. Yes. Yes. But a weak, submissive citizen for Christ. Be a conscious submitter to these unjust laws as much as you can. Conscious, where you know that it's wrong, but you're not doing it in fear, but in wisdom. And also out of love. Because some of this fighting is not out of love. Some of this bashing of these evil people, and they are evil, is every bit as evil as the evil that you're bashing. So you're not waking them up. Oh, I have to tell the truth. Well, you're not living the truth. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Shout out to Ned Post and their guys. UK is going after Andrew Tate. Yeah, I mean, anybody who's an independent thinker who's like for independence, taking care of yourself, being a man, being Christian, or being a decent Muslim, whatever. You're not going to get it. You're going to get the hard hand of the communist satanic law coming down on you. And you kind of brought it on yourself. So thank you, Hassan. That's the JK Rowling coverage.